Lesson 7: The Quick Mates. Other basic checkmates. Part 1. Fool's Rush In, the Fidgety King, the Knight's Dream, Scholars and the other 4-move checkmate. Concepts. The Fool's Mate, aka the 2-move mate. The Fidgety King and the Knight's Dream, aka the 3-move mates. The Scholar's Mate and the other 4-move checkmate. The weakest square S on a chessboard. F7 and F2. The fastest way to lose a chess game. The Fool's Mate. The Fool's Mate. Black plays 2Qh4. In order for any of the quick mates to work, several fundamental principles of the opening lessons 6 and 8 must be broken, as you can clearly see with the first and quickest checkmate on our list. The Fool's Mate, or checkmate in 2 moves. Only white can lose so quickly, and only by playing horrific starting moves. White must start by moving either the f-pawn, 1f3 or 1f4, or g-pawn, 1g4. Black then opens the queen's diagonal, d8h4, with either 1e6 or 1e5. White then follows with a second blunder, assuming 1f3 was played. White then follows with 2g4, and black delivers checkmate on h4. The first checkmate in 3 moves. The Fidgety King. 1e4 e5 2qh5 and 2k8 3qxh5. As we learned from the Fool's Mate, your opponent must cooperate in order for checkmate to be achieved so quickly. Any checkmate within 4 moves needs help. Because your opponent needs to assist you in some way, these quick mates might also be known as helpmates. The Fidgety King, a checkmate in 3 moves, is no exception. Your opponent's king must be jumpy or at least have a crazy itch in order to voluntarily leave the e8 square, walking directly into checkmate on e7. The moves used to reach the position are listed beneath the diagram. Copyright ChessKid.com, page 1 of 10. Lesson 7. Checkmate in 3 moves. The Knight's Dream. 1e4 nc6 2e2 nb4 3c3 nd3. The second checkmate in 3 moves is slightly more logical in terms of development and opening principles, though not by much. White does at least start with a great move, 1e4. However, when white meets 1 nc6 by black with the terrible 2e2, blocking his own king, queen and bishop, disaster is bound to strike. Black can then follow up with 2 nb4. Noted should be that 2e5 can also reach the d3 square in 3 moves, though it doesn't tempt white into the horrific blunder on move 3, and when white can't help but attack the b4, knight with 3c3. Black delivers mate with 3 nd3. The Scholar's Mate, step 1. White develops the queen early for tricks. When white develops 2qh5, the natural 2 nc6 defends the e5 pawn. The weakest square S in chess are f7 and f2, as these squares are defended by the kings alone. The plan 1e4 e5 2qh5 targets the f7 square, but also attacks the e5 pawn. So unlike any of the previous 3 quick mates, the Scholar's Mate cannot totally be classified as a helpmate. If black is to develop to an f6 for example, white would then play 3x5, winning a pawn. Black's best move, 2 nc6, defends the e5 pawn but leaves the door open for a trap. Once white develops the f1 bishop to the c4 square, black must not focus solely on the development of his kingside or on attacking white's queen. Black must remember the weakness on f7. The Scholar's Mate, step 2. Black falls into white's trap, checkmate on f7. After 3bc4, it is easy for black to blunder 3nf6, attacking the queen. After the natural, yet terrible blunder, 3nf6. White uses the h5e8 diagonal to slip around the f6 knight and capture the f7 pawn, delivering checkmate and leaving the black king stunned as to why his army did not come to his defense. Note white's queen is defended by the c4 bishop. Black did indeed have multiple ways to defend this tricky threat of checkmate. 3k7, 3qf6, 3nh6 and the best move, 3g6. 3g6 chases the white queen from h5, and after 4nf6 and 5bg7, black has completed development and is ready to castle and bring safety to the king. Copyright ChessKid.com, page 2 of 10. Lesson 7. The Helper's 4-move checkmate, step 1. Develop and hope for help. The natural 2 nf6 would both attack the e4 pawn and prevent checkmate. There is another common way beginners will try for a quick mate. The bishop's opening, defined as 1e4 e5 2bc4, is not a bad approach from white as it does attack the weakest square. However, it should be met by 2 nf6, attacking the e4 pawn and closing off access to his weak f7 square, as the f6 knight blocks the f-file and guards h5. After 2 nf6, white would likely defend the e4 pawn with either 3d3 or 3nc3. Both players would then focus on completing their development as they prepare to castle their kings and battle in the middle of game. However, if black is in a helpful mood, he might choose a less aggressive path and allow white to increase the pressure on f7. The helper's 4-move checkmate. Step 2. Help is on the way. Black would need to blunder on move 3, allowing 4q(x) f7. If black instead chose a second move such as 2nc6, white could then continue with either 3q(h5, similar to scholars, or 3q(f3). Both moves threaten to capture f7, and when another neglectful developing move such as 3bc5 is made, white can end the game with 4q(x) f7. This second 4-move checkmate is referred to as the helper's mate because black's moves were dubious and helped white's plan to attack f7. Black ignored defense of the weakest square. If black had chosen more logical moves, either to nf6 or a move to defend f7 on move 3, there would have been no checkmate in 4 moves. Copyright ChessKid.com, page 3 of 10. Lesson 7: The Quick Mates. Other Basic Checkmates. Part 2. Other Basic Checkmate Ideas and Patterns. Concepts. The back-ranked checkmate, the smothered checkmate, simple support mates, and basic checkmate strategy. Back-ranked checkmate. Example 1. The rook roller pattern. Black's king is trapped against the back rank. Now that we have learned the quick mates and the most basic checkmates that can occur in the opening stage of the game, in part 2 we take a look at several fundamental checkmate ideas and patterns that can occur in a chess game and that every beginning chess player should know. The back rank mate is simply defined as a checkmate where the enemy king is trapped against his own back rank. Here we see an example familiar with the pattern we learned in lesson 4, part 2. Back rank checkmate. Example 2. The king is trapped by his own army. Black's king is trapped against the back rank by his own pawns. Perhaps the most commonly reached version of a back rank mate is one where the enemy king finds himself trapped along the back row, either 8th or 1st rank, by his own pawns. Notice that black's pawns replace all the squares the white rook on b7 guarded in example 1. In some cases, a player may move one of the pawns forward. Imagine the black h-pawn on h6 rather than h7, thus providing the h7 square as an escape route for the otherwise trapped king, in order to create some breathing room for the king. This is a common defensive idea, preventing a back rank mate tactic from taking place. Copyright ChessKid.com, page 4 of 10. Lesson 7. The smothered checkmate. The king created his own prison. White has just delivered the final blow. 1 nf7 mate. Here we have a smothered checkmate. Only a knight can deliver a smothered mate, as by definition the king must be directly surrounded by his own pieces, and only the knight can deliver a check through without directly facing the king on an open diagonal or file. This checkmate is called smothered because the king is squeezed in by its own pieces and cannot breathe. There are many beautiful combinations that climax in a smothered checkmate position. The notorious Venus flytrap, named after the deadly flower, can be seen in action in both ChessKid.com videos as well as articles. A support checkmate. Example 1. The black queen is defended by the f3 pawn. The final basic checkmate pattern all beginning chess players should know is a support mate. Unlike the back rank or smothered mate, a support mate requires the help of another piece. This teammate or helper must provide protection for the queen as she delivers the final blow. Here we see the most common example for the term support mate. The black queen on g2, checkmating the white king on g1, is protected by the pawn on f3. This pattern can occur on any edge of the board, the 1st or 8th ranks, or the or h files. A support checkmate. Example 2. The distant bishop covers the checkmating queen. A support mate occurs when the queen gives checkmate and is protected by either a pawn or minor piece. However, the protecting piece is not required to be right next to the queen and can protect Big Mama from afar. In many cases, the queen is guarded by a knight or bishop. With white's last move being 1q(b7) checkmate, we see the trapped black king with no safe square. Black cannot capture the enemy first lady because of the h1 bishop's long-range protection. Like the king and queen versus king checkmate in lesson 4, part 1, the queen can chase and corner an enemy king, but she needs help to finish the job. Copyright ChessKid.com, page 5 of 10. Lesson 7. The quick mates. Other basic checkmates. Instructor's Guide. Learning the quick mates, part 1, can be fun and one of the most crucial lessons for a beginning chess player. It provides the first examples of a complete game. However impractical that game may be, a coach should use this opportunity to help each student understand that winning material and capturing all of their opponent's pieces is not always necessary to achieve checkmate. The goal of chess is not the same goal as checkers. Remind each student of the importance of defending their weakest square, f7 or f2. Understanding this principle is essential for every chess player's growth. The three basic checkmate patterns we chose for part 2 were selected because of their practical value. Back-ranked combinations, smothered checkmates, and the other basic support mating patterns occur with the most frequency in tournament play. However, we recommend placing just as much emphasis on the importance of memorizing the other checkmate patterns included in the famous checkmates worksheets. Practical notes and advice, Lesson 7. Use the guarding f2 and f7 worksheet as an opportunity to remind the students that while knowing the quick mates is important, it is not always good to try for a checkmate so early in the game, as this will likely lead to a loss of time and risk of the queen to be attacked by the minor pieces. Though not every position included in the famous checkmates worksheets will occur on a regular basis during practical play, all of them display an important checkmate pattern that should be memorized. To help these ideas become concrete in every student's mind, we recommend 1. When instructing large groups, set up the positions in the famous checkmates worksheets on a demo board for group discussion before asking the students to solve them on their own. 2. Associate each checkmate pattern's original name with the diagram, as this will further cement the idea, and by making the positions personal, a coach will increase each child's mental imprint of the checkmate pattern. Copyright, ChessKid.com, page 6 of 10. Lesson 7. Lesson 7. Famous checkmates. The following diagrams are checkmate in either one or two moves. These famous patterns should be memorized by all beginning chess players. The swallow's tail mate. White to play, checkmate in one move. Pillsbury's mate. White to play, checkmate in two moves. The Arabian mate. White to play, checkmate in one move. Blackburn's mate. White to play, checkmate in two moves. Copyright, ChessKid.com, page 7 of 10. Lesson 7. Lesson 7. Famous checkmates. The following diagrams are checkmate in either one or two moves. These famous patterns should be memorized by all beginning chess players. Further descriptions with answer key. Boden's or crisscross mate. White to play, checkmate in two moves. Greco's mate. White to play, checkmate in two moves. Anastasia's mate. White to play, checkmate in two moves. Legal's mate. White to play, checkmate in two moves. Copyright, ChessKid.com, page 8 of 10. Lesson 7. Lesson 7. Guarding f2 and f7. In the following diagrams there is a threat of either checkmate or the win of material on the f2 or f7 square. Find the best way to guard the weakest squares against threats. Circle your favorite piece that can protect, and for bonus points, write your move below each diagram. How can white protect f2? White to play. How can black protect f7? Black to play. How can white protect f2? White to play. How can black protect f7? Black to play. Copyright, ChessKid.com, page 9 of 10. Lesson 7. The quick mates. Other basic checkmates. Answer key. Famous checkmates worksheet, page 1. Diagram 1, 1 key 6. Diagram 2, 1 RG8. KXG8 to RG1. Diagram 3, 1 RH7. Diagram 4, 1 QXH5 GXH5, 1 F8R anywhere, QH8 and 1 F6 or 1 F5 to QH7, 2 BH7. Famous checkmates worksheet, page 2. Diagram 1, 1 QXC6. BXC6 to BO6. Diagram 2, 1 QG6. HXG5. Any other move to QH7, to QH5. Diagram 3, 1 QXH7. KXH7 to RH1. Diagram 4, 1 BXF7. Key 7 to ND5. Guarding f2 and f7, worksheet page. Diagram 1, 1 key 2, 1 QF3, 1 D4 and 1 NH3 are correct. 1 key 2 is best, followed by developing the G1 knight to f3. Diagram 2, 1 key 7, 1 D5 and 1 ND5 are correct. 1 key 7 is best as both of the other options lose material for black. Diagram 3, 1 key 2, 1 QF3, 1.00, 1 NG4 and 1 ND3 are correct. 1 ND3 is best as it is the only move that guards f2 and protects the e5 knight. Diagram 4, 1 NH6, 1 key 7 and 1 QF6 are correct. 1 NH6 is best. Copyright, ChessKid.com, page 10 of 10.
Fool's mate. mate. Okay? Here, the fool's mate by white. Mate. Okay?